TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie, Octagon side. Brand new Octagon 4 Invicta FC on debut here tonight. Ottolino in the black. Cawley in the white.
Ottolino's got a long stance. Her hands are down a bit, but she's doing a little bit of testing there of range. She's got only 1 inch reach advantage, but that can be quite a bit when the melee starts.
Really comes down to finding that range and understanding it, and 1 inch can be maximized. It's funny when you think about it just being an inch, but if you know how to use it, it can play dividends or pay dividends in a fight.
Absolutely.
Ottolino standing southpaw, attacking that lead leg with the kick, following up with some punches that miss the mark.
She has utilized that kick a couple of times for range, TJ. Going back to a standard. Oops.
Showing off a variety of dynamic strikes here early is Ottolino, and again back to that lead leg of Cawley. Nice right hand there. Cawley, like her teammate Felicia Spencer, has a base in Taekwondo. We'll see if she has some tricks of her own.
Eating another leg kick there, but yeah, that was a good overhand. She was doing, that leg kick's actually starting to show already. She was doing a nice job of moving up and down with her head before that big overhand landed there, but that leg I think is already starting to hurt.
Just past the 92nd point into this one. Spinning back kick attempt there by Cawley. Pressing forward though is Ottolino. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie here in Kansas City. We are on Twitter at TJ DeSantis, at JulesK_fighter, at Invicta Fights, hashtag Invicta FC 36. Kick to the body there by Ottolino. Power behind the punch there.
You can see Ottolino, her hands are a little bit wide, her stance a little bit wide. Like I said, she's fast. She's delivering very quickly in those exchanges. Cawley's a little bit more cautious there.
Ottolino switching back from orthodox to southpaw as well. Ottolino, a collegiate athlete. We talked about her basketball history. Trying to answer the kicks of Ottolino is Cawley with some punches. So he's a punch from the Chicago native. Coming forward now is Ottolino into the clinch.
You can see that left hook was really kind of what got her there. Chicago's getting to the inside with her head early on, looking for that, trying to reap the leg down.
Both these women have amateur experience tonight, fighting as a professional for the first time. And the rounds longer here as a professional, 5 minutes instead of 3. We passed that 3-minute mark here in round number 1.
Nice hip wedge there. Look at the way Chicago, Ottolino, I keep going, I love the Chicago name. She's wedging her right knee in between the legs of Megan Cawley, trying to prevent her from shifting her hips back and forth. It's a really good pin position. She can't launch too much offense there besides small strikes and a takedown attempt, but it's a very nice way of frustrating her opponent and getting underneath her center of balance.
They're really controlling the pace here. 90 seconds left in the round, and Ottolino sells out for a takedown, but countered there by Cawley. Now Cawley pushing Ottolino into the fence.
And that lateral drop would not have been my choice for a takedown, but she recovered well from that, and you know, they're back out at range.
Take the lead leg of Cawley. Cawley has the nickname the Killer. She said it's because she's a self-described jerk sometimes in the gym and goes a little hard sometimes. She'll probably turn it up here in the final minute of this first round, see if she can show that killer instinct.
I had that problem a bit as well as when I was training, TJ. And yeah, you could see when she's going against Felicia Spencer, Spencer's obviously a featherweight and she's a bantamweight, so she's probably had to kind of up her intensity there. Now fighting somebody of her own weight class, she's probably able to take some of the, the bigger strikes there, but in the cage, in the actual fight, is a little bit different than in a training center.
Ottolino feigning with that Superman punch. Really showing a variety of strikes here. Final 30 seconds, less than that here in this first round. You
can see Megan Cawley she's still trying to get that range on there. She had some success with that overhand, and she's trying to time that, but the kind of unorthodox striking. Ooh, nice elbow.
Combination there, final 10 seconds here in the round. Cawley able to get a clinch here. 5 minutes in the books between these bantamweights. Round 2 underway. Megan Cawley, Julia Ottolino.
Megan Cawley's pressing forward early. You know, again, maybe that leg isn't hurt. It seems like those strikes are connecting well, but she's definitely looking to get an upper hand. She may have an idea of range now or of the damage, you know, what she's able to execute right there. I think she's really looking for that big overhand again to a takedown attempt.
Cawley comes high with a high kick.
Could be completely wrong. Nice right hand there.
Just the posture of Cawley is a bit more aggressive here in the second round than it was in the first.
It is, and you know, we've seen Felicia Spencer do some really beautiful takedowns from judo and from clinching positions, and it may be that she's looking for that inside control so she can get the taller fighter on her back.
Big swing and a miss with the right hand by Cawley. Exchanging kicks.
Ottolino's doing a very good job of circling, finding those attacks, and staying long.
Big punches here by Ottolino, pushing Cawley back into the fence.
See, Cawley turned her back there a little bit. She flinched a little bit there with those strikes. Not a good idea to do against somebody who's moving straight forward.
Saw this position earlier in the fight. Double underhooks here now, though, for Ottolino. Ottolino was content to keep the clinch and strike from there. She did go for a takedown that was countered wisely by Cawley. We'll see if she tries to get the fight back to the floor or wants to keep this a cage fight.
Yeah, they're both jockeying kind of for a position to get off the cage, but to get that underhook as well.
Ottolino really changing her striking stance. See some creative stuff there by Ottolino. I wonder if she has certain kicks available from one side compared to the other.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, that capoeira kick was, you know, beautifully executed, or attempted, I should say, not quite at range. But afterwards, that kick looked like it hit to the liver quite well. You know, she did that earlier where the knee connected with the liver on the kick. And it looks like she might be targeting there.
Sometimes when you throw a technique like that, even if it doesn't land, it forces your opponent to be wary of it.
And I really like the way, I like the way Cawley ducked her head when she threw that left kick. That was nicely done. And again, we saw another kick, which actually definitely caught Ottolino's attention in that throw.
Cawley coming alive with some powerful strikes, trying to find a home halfway through the fight. Kick to the body again by Ottolino. Very confident with these unorthodox kicks is Ottolino, and now she finds herself in the clinch.
Yeah, she's confident with those kicks, but I actually don't think, given her Taekwondo background, it's not something Cawley has not seen.
Right.
You know, side kicks and hook kicks and spinning kicks are quite common in that sport. Cawley's definitely, you know, getting her grit on. Her head's ducked a little bit more. She's swinging kind of wildly, but she's trying to get a read on her. And you can see Ottolino's got a little bit more respect, a little bit more awareness, and backpedaling a tiny bit more in these exchanges now. Well, she was forward.
Nice kick to the body by Ottolino. Cawley firing off a right hand that doesn't find its mark.
And I'm thinking those liver kicks are going to add up, TJ. It'd be interesting to see if she targeted the inside leg as well. She was targeting the outside of Cawley's left leg. The inside of that leg is, ooh, nice Superman.
Beautiful right hand. Those kicks as well going to the body, that can set up the head for a target later on as well. You get your opponent starting to think you're going a certain way. Love all the contributions on Twitter at Invicta Fights, at TJ DeSantis, at JulesK_fighter, hashtag Invicta FC 36. Nice offense there, backs up Cawley.
That head kick was responded to very well with straight punches. Good counter against any kind of kick is that straight attack.
Left high kick served up by Ottolino. That one reverberated around Memorial Hall. Cawley seems to be content to try to answer the kick with some punches. But that lead leg has been chopped up a bit here through the better part of 2 rounds.
Ooh, nice response. That overhand which hit Ottolino earlier on, she's responding now with that left hook. Megan like I said, she's got her grit on. You know, she's definitely putting her head forward. You can see that her leg is getting some wear on it, but she's coming forward with that jab, trying to launch that attack and close in on her.
I think the big thing for Megan Cawley is she's eaten some offense, but she's undeterred still. She's still very aggressive, and while her offense hasn't landed the way that she wants it, she hasn't stopped throwing.
No.
Megan Cawley can get some more punches on the button here in round number 3. I got to believe that she might be down here in the judges' scorecards. Third and final round underway. Again with that lead leg kick is Ottolino.
Ottolino's kind of on her bicycle there, looking for that opportunity. Megan Cawley probably knows that she's not going to be able to sustain that. Well, maybe she can't sustain more leg kicks, but it's not a great idea to keep getting kicked in the leg there, and so she's looking for those counters. I'm wondering if the way she kind of crouched down like that is her way of protecting her liver too, which also was hit quite a few times. Nice.
It's been there a few times for Ottolino.
Ottolino carries her hands very well, and she stands very tall, TJ, against, you know, a fighter who can read that counterattack with a little bit more strength. She could have some trouble. I think, oh, nicely done with that backside kick, well timed. Cawley's definitely looking for those openings, but you know, both of them are kind of looking for big one-shot hits too, which can be detrimental in a fight. It's usually the second shot that lands better, or third.
Cawley eats a kick, tries to answer with a body shot there. Another kick on display by Ottolino. Cawley marching forward though. You can really see the confidence on display here of Ottolino, painting with some punches, but it's been the kicking offense that's really paid dividends. Now big hard right hand coming forward with some punches. Cawley covering up, trying to get in the clinch, trying to get away from the power of Julia Ottolino. Cawley the run.
Wow, that was a nice uppercut. You can see Cawley's trying to tie up, trying to stop that flurry, and she's able to survive that. But that was a lot of punching damage she sustained right there, TJ.
Long time here yet for Ottolino to work. 3 minutes remaining in the fight, but Cawley is composed.
See, Ottolino's getting real excited about those kicks, you know, setting up some fakes, but that she's got to be pretty cautious with that right leg kick now. Put some punches in front of it because Cawley definitely wants that overhand.
Cawley talked a lot about confidence and building it up. She lost her first amateur fight, was devastated, didn't go to the gym for a while, stayed at home and tried, got through it, and then built her confidence back up. Won her second fight in very dominant fashion, but she said she prides herself on a never give up attitude, and Julie, she's got to kind of bite down on that mouthpiece and make something happen here with less than 2.5 remaining in the fight.
There's that inside leg kick, you know, a good strategy for kickers, working the outside, really working the outside, then working the inside.
Nice left hand, though, by Cawley there.
Ottolino's definitely picking her shots right now. It would be fun to see another flurry there, but I think she's you know, she respects the power and she's of her opponent, and she's looking for, maybe she's looking for a leg kick finish. Ooh, inside crescent kick.
Cawley moving forward, Ottolino on her bike, circling away, but coming forward with some shots. Talk about the composure here, both of these women making their professional debuts. I think the composure on display is a testament to having an amateur background. That's not something that a lot of female athletes were allowed in the early days of women's mixed martial arts, and they're showing their ability to be composed and aggressive in an aggressive fight here in this third and final round.
And we've seen Cawley kind of throw that right hook to the body. You don't see a lot of that in MMA because of where your head can be placed in that. Ooh, another liver shot. But it's nice to see body shots in MMA. Fighters try to utilize that and really incorporate that more into their game.
Final minute here left in the fight. Kicks just piling up by Julia Ottolino.
Yeah, I think checking those kicks would be a good idea.
Nice left hand as Ottolino is coming forward, but now she's putting on the offense, making Cawley feel it here up against the fence.
Cawley's reaching around the head right there, but again, you see Ottolino wedging in between the two legs and actually reaching around, controlling the rib unanimous and trying to get her head in a good spot. I think she's going to set up some elbows right there.
Ottolino disengaged, allowed Cawley to get back at space.
And it can be exhausting to fight somebody who keeps marching forward, no matter how many times you hit them in the leg.
Final 10 seconds here between these two bantamweights. Swing and a miss by Cawley. That's a wrap. 15 minutes in the books. Julia Ottolino, Megan Cawley. They embrace nice sign of sportsmanship.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. All three judges have about the same. 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Julia Chicago Ottolino.
Chalk one up for the Windy City. Julia Ottolino victorious in her professional debut.